All right, let's do Frieren, episode 13, aversion to one's own kind. And while passing by a village, our party meets a genius priest that they want to add to their party. It doesn't seem like he will relent until more of the truth comes to light. Basically, we start this episode off with a heartfelt exchange between Frieren and a man. We don't know this man yet, but they're talking about his past while he's apparently sinking into a pit of mud.
To his death. Like he's chest high with one arm out, reaching out to Frieren, and she's sitting there with like her little knapsack chilling. Heartless old.
Well, I commend the dude. He wasn't panicking. He was cool, calm, and collected like a cucumber. The whole time, and then we finally realized that he was actually about to die. And I was like, "Oh shit, man!"
He was chilling,
yeah.
Like I would have been cussing Frieren out so hard. You motherfucker, you get me out of here right now. Talking about you don't know if you're gonna save me. Help! Nah.
Yeah, she was talking about how she was trying to remember the spell that pulls people out of muddy sinking pits or something like that.
Like, bro, just levitate my ass. Like, what are you doing?
And then Fern comes, and what I want to know is, do you think, even though Frieren says that, she remembered the spell, do you think Frieren pulled her out, or do you think Fern pulled her out?
I think Fern pulled her out. 1,000%. I don't think Frieren was going to do it. Like, I really don't think she was gonna do it, man.
She wanted to put the spell to good use, bro.
You talking about you thinking of spells? Like I'm up to like my chin in mud. Like it honestly made me like not like Frieren so much. I was like, bro, like help him. Like you have all this power, just help him. Like this is gonna cost you nothing.
Yeah, I feel like that she knew that he wasn't gonna die, but at the same time, she felt like she could take her time too. I don't know. I really enjoyed this scene. I laughed a lot. I was laughing the whole time. So
I thought it was funny, and then I got mad. Because like think about it, like if I was just like sitting, like if you were sinking into a pit, right? And I was just sitting there like on my ass with my hands tucked around my knees. So I don't know, man, bro. Like I got something to do today, and you'd be hot.
Well, thank God our boy kept his school.
Yeah, no, for real. Great guy. Great guy.
Wouldn't have helped him probably if he spouted off. So,
I would have died angry that day.
But they get on back to the village, and they're gonna go about their way, even though our boy was like, "Won't you stay a little bit? I need to repay you." Blah blah. They're like, "No, we need to get on our way to get provisions and stuff." But he was like, "Be careful. There's very venomous things out there. Don't get bit." And then their party leaves, and within the next 5 minutes, what do you think happens?
Bro gets bit immediately.
Stark.
Yeah.
The dumbass. Yeah. Stark. Be reaching for some berries, and boy got bit by a venomous snake. So now, obviously they have to go back to the village because they can't go to the new village because they can't make it in time. And they got into some world building right now.
Yes, sir.
A few different things that I really enjoyed. The first of it was some of the magic that they was talking about. We learned that Fern can only fly people for 30 minutes because it takes up a large amount of mana. And we know that Fern's got the mana, so.
No, it was Fern could only fly herself. She only had enough mana left to fly for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I think if it was just Fern,
right?
No, she was asking how long can you levitate?
Okay.
Not even because Fern was going to carry the guy, carry Stark. So that was just her limit. Okay. I think Fern would have been able to. Frieren would have been able to make it even carrying Stark. to the
Okay.
next town, but Fern just doesn't have as much mana.
Either way, now we kind of understand why we don't see this behavior a lot. You know what I mean? Because it takes up
Right.
so much mana. Because like I said, we know Fern's got it. Fern's got the mana, and she can only do it for 30 minutes for herself. So that means Frieren's like she's a baddie. Like I mean, we
Yeah.
knew that, but she's a baddie.
Yeah. And like we
um,
also learned in this scene right here was like um Frieren didn't know priest spells. So like and priests are healers apparently. I hadn't put that together. Like, did you know that?
I mean, I didn't really know that, but I assumed that they could debuff and stuff because that's kind of how like MMORPGs and stuff go, and I think this like they had the party system going. So
Right,
what else
right.
is a priest good for besides like debuffing and like buffing and stuff like that? But I didn't know that their healing was that more advanced. I thought Frieren could hold her own, honestly, but like you said, we learned that she really couldn't do that type of thing. So
Yeah, it's interesting that she's lived over 1,000 years and I'm not really locked in on the healing part of this whole magic thing. You think it would be very helpful, especially since she spent most of her life traveling by herself.
yeah,
So I thought
uh,
that didn't make much sense, but I bet she just doesn't get hurt a lot because of who she is.
yeah. I mean, she probably doesn't really run across very many people that can actually do anything to her.
Right.
So I think when she's on her normal journeys, she probably tries to steer away from danger too, probably because Fern's not there to make her help people. So,
That's true. That's true. Yeah, she stays out of the mix.
yeah, we go back to town and I guess the head priest or whatever, he couldn't really heal Stark's bot. And they're just like, GG's well played. It's over for your boy Stark. He's gonna die soon. And that was a funny moment and stuff. But then the brother come in, which his name is Sign, I think it
Sign.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's the priest that was stuck in a mud pit. And he walks up to Stark and just puts his hand on him and heals him in like 5 seconds. Just like that. Um so I guess he's really, really good. And yeah. And so I guess the reaction to that is Frieren wants him to join the party now.
Right.
Because the brother was like, he do adventures and stuff, and you should take him along. So they try to get him to do that, but our boy ain't having it. So
I mean, and Stark was saying like, I'm not going to risk um getting poisoned again without having a priest with us. And Fern was like, "Yeah, it's probably a good idea that we, pick one up." And that genius guy that we met earlier is probably going to be good for that.
yeah,
Yeah, so good to have a healer in your party.
yeah. And I found the next few parts pretty funny, honestly. Like they found sign at a pub, the bar downstairs, drinking, smoking, and gambling.
That's my dog, really. Like he's a
That sounds
bro.
yeah, that sounds like a hiker, bro.
I don't even know if like Hyter smokes and gambles, but like we know he drinks. But I think this guy's like on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying?
Apparently, it's pretty common for priests to be corrupt, I guess.
I'm
So
hoping not. I'm hoping not. I hope it's just like Hyter and Stein are
maybe
seeing
it's just the good ones.
true suffering from success.
Yeah, maybe they're just bored, and they need some excitement in their life. So
I could see that. But yeah, the next few parts after this, after we get to the pub scene, is like they're really just trying to get this man to join their party. Scene's brother is even like he's always wanted to be an adventurer. And I think you guys just need to give him one last push and like get him out of town. And they stalk this man, right? Like he's like carrying things. I think it was like pumpkins in a barrel or something like that. on a cart, and they're like just standing over him, behind like the market, like waving at him, like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing today?" And like they stayed in the town just to like stalk this man, and be like, "Yo," every day, multiple times a day, be like, "Yo, you need to come with us. We need a priest. We need one now, and you're
Yeah,
coming."
Stark really trying, bro. He don't want to get bit again.
Nah.
He was too close to death once already, so
True. And in their final attempt, what they end up doing, Scene's brother tells him, like, he's always wanted to travel with an older lady. Bro's a freak. And Fern's like, "Man, I got this. I got this. I got the technique, the secret technique that my master told me that Flame gifted me." And she goes up to him and like sticks out her leg and like blows him a kiss, and it just falls completely flat. It was so funny, dude. It was so funny. What was your reaction to this scene? I did not see this coming at all. I didn't know what she was about to do.
yeah, I mean, I didn't think she was gonna do that, but I thought she was gonna try to use her oldness in their favor to make him fall for her or want to go on a trip with them,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. But I didn't see that. This episode was kind of funny
It was.
throughout. So, but we also seen like a flashback of her using it on Himmel too, and I think that was one of my favorite parts of the episode because now we're seeing the truth. Himmel really did love Frieren.
Yeah, he had like the bloody nose and everything. Boy was on his back.
Yeah, because she tried her secret technique and she was like, "I'm so confused. Why won't it work on Sign? It works just fine on Himmel."
She's like, "I'm bad. Like, what's wrong with you?" And I thought it was funny. Like, she followed up with, what did she say? I'm blanking on it. I just had it in my mind. She followed up with, oh yeah, she says, "You're just too young to appreciate the kiss, Sonny."
Yeah,
And bro,
Sonny boy.
I about hit the floor when she said that dumb shit.
Think maybe if Frieren actually looked like she was like a 30-year-old, maybe, but she looks like she's freaking 13, bro.
Yeah, yeah, because the scene was like, somebody get this kid out of my face.
Yeah.
Not verbatim, obviously. I had to throw my spit on that one.
Yeah, this whole episode was pretty fun. It was definitely one of my favorites of the week. So it was a relaxing, chill thing. But we also learned that Sign's friend invited him on a journey 10 years ago. And we kind of got a bit of that when he was in the pit too. And he declined to go on the trip for the same reason as now, because he doesn't want to, he feels like he shouldn't leave his brother behind because apparently his brother turned down going to the holy capital. I don't even know how many years ago, but Hodder like asked him. He actually came to town and was like, you're like a really good priest, and you would do such a good job there in the capital.
True.
So that's kind of why he's staying behind, because he thinks that he's actually doing his brother a favor to not abandon him. Which is
Yeah.
pretty thoughtful, I guess.
I think it's very thoughtful. And like, I mean, this had to be like probably over 15 years ago, because they were both still like smaller kids. And like the brother didn't want to leave him because like both their parents had died. He's like, "I can't, our family's gone. Like, I can't take his hometown from him too." But the big difference was the brother was okay staying in town. It wasn't a huge sacrifice for him. But to Scene, it's hurting him. You can tell he's very apathetic about the things around him, and his brother was like, "Nah, don't do that to yourself." I kind of saw this coming because I wanted to do the same thing this scene, and I'm not a violent person, guys. I think I told people I was going to slap them the last few episodes. Not a violent man, but I was like, he like, if that was like my brother, I'd be like, "Yo, like, get your punch him in the like lightly, like punch him and say, like, dude, get your shit together, like what are you thinking?" Or like punch him in the shoulder and be like, "Yo, what are you thinking? Like,
Wake your
go
ass up, bro.
right. You're not even really living like that. Like, go."
Yeah, go
And
do what you want to. Go live out your dream, bro.
Yeah, and like he's like, I'll be here, and he ends up slapping Sign. He's like, I would never like hold you back from something like this, which I thought was very sweet. I thought this was like the most touching part of this episode, and it's it's these cool like moments in Frieren, which I think makes it so great. Because we've gotten some cool fight scenes, but I think this anime is really like grounded and just having these like what seem like everyday conversations or like really good moments that make the anime what it is.
It kind of reminds me of One Piece. Like, we're really big fans of One Piece, as you know, and I feel like that this show like really hits the same strings as One Piece does as far as like it's kind of about like the journey, it's kind of about the dreams, it's about what friendship means, it's about all these things that we love about One Piece. I think that's why I really enjoy this show. And then every once in a while it'll like throw in, it'll show some leg or whatever and throw in like a crazy fight scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. Show some leg. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. I like that. Smooth.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does that and it does it well. I don't think that's why it's so highly rated right now.
Yeah. Definitely gonna be anime of the year contender. I really do think so. I'm excited to see like where this goes in the future. So if it can like stay with us, you know what I mean? Make us
True.
feel the same things after, you know, 2 or 3 seasons. So
Yes. I think long term, need a little bit more than what they're giving me right now. But as far as like first seasons go, very high for me.
yeah. But in the end, not many people can turn down Frieren's love touch and all that good stuff. Sign actually decides to become an adventurer so he can find his old friend that left 10 years ago and continue to live out his dream. Or start to live out his dream. He says that he'll only go with them part of the way. That he'll split up once he actually finds his friend. So I guess the real question is: do we think that Sign is going to be a permanent part of the crew, or do you think he's actually going to find his friend and split ways?
Um, Considering it's been 10 years, his friend might not be on the map anymore. Is what I
Yeah,
think. I think they're gonna figure that out in some way. Maybe not this season, but maybe next season or something like that. But so I think he's gonna be a permanent part, or I think he's not gonna want to leave them because there's some cool people.
yeah. Um, I think so. I would hope that his friend is still well, but it doesn't look very good considering that his friend said he would be back in 3 years. Um, but I feel like that if he wants to adventure, I feel like Frieren's journey is more of an adventure than a random uh guy from a small town can put him through. So
True. I think he's gonna get A1 adventure out of this.
yeah,
Um, Anything else for this episode?
I think that's it. Just another great episode from Frieren.
Yeah, they keep putting them together. They're stringing them together for sure.